am Christelle from Diabetes Strong, and in this video, I'll be going over coverage of CGMs in the US. So that means I'll be going over private insurance, Medicare and Medicaid, and I'll help you understand if you qualify for a CGM and how to get it. This video is sponsored by US Med. US Med is a distributor that I use to get my CGM supplies. I've been living with type 1 diabetes since 1997, and I started to use the Dexcom CGM or continuous glucose monitor about 6 years ago. And I really think that it's been one of the most impactful changes that I ever made to my diabetes management. As CGM allows me to see my blood sugar readings 24/7, either directly on my phone or on a receiver. And the system I have, which is the Dexcom T6, even will give me alerts whenever my blood sugar is about to travel out of range, being high or low. That means that I can be proactive in my care and actually act before I go low or high. But unfortunately, not everyone living with diabetes in the US has access to a CGM, most often because their insurance won't cover it. But the good news is that a lot has changed recently. It's now become easier to get approved for a CGM and to get it delivered directly to your door at no extra cost. If you have private insurance, so whether or not that's something you buy yourself or through an employer, your insurance benefits will explain whether or not your insurance covers a CGM for you. So they'll explain usually if it covers CGM, which brands, and at what cost. If, for example, you have a 20% copay, that means that you'll be paying 20% of the price that your insurance company has negotiated directly with the CGM manufacturer. If you use a distributor such as US Med, they will actually reach out directly to your insurance company and figure out if there is a copay for you and how much it is. So you can do that even before you sign up with them. I will leave a link to US Med down in the video description. So if you want to learn more about their services or what a CGM would cost you, just go down there, click the link, and it'll take you right to their site. Now let's talk coverage if you have Medicare. So as of July 18, 2021, Medicare finally eliminated the 4-time daily finger stick requirements for CGM. So that means if you get your health insurance through Medicare, if you manage your diabetes with multiple daily injections, MDI, or an insulin pump, and you've been denied coverage for CGM in the past due to the 4 times a day finger stick requirement, you might now be eligible. This is huge. This is huge because about 30% of those people who receive healthcare through Medicare live with diabetes. Your out-of-pocket cost will depend on a few different factors, including what your Medicare plan benefits look like. But instead of spending hours on the phone calling a Medicare representative, I suggest you just reach out to US Med and they can run your insurance for you and they can let you know how much this will cost you. Contacting US Med is super easy. Just go to usmed.com and you can either contact them electronically or give them a call. Now let's move to CGM coverage if you have Medicaid. Medicaid is the single largest source of health coverage in the US. It provides health insurance for more than 80 million Americans. So it's great that private insurance and Medicare now includes broader coverage for people living with diabetes who use insulin. However, that's not quite the case with Medicaid. Unfortunately, the coverage for CGM using Medicaid is a little more sporadic. Medicaid coverage differs greatly from state to state, which makes it a little harder to figure out if you're covered for a CGM. And unfortunately, a lot of states do not include CGMs in their Medicaid programs. Coverage does depend on age though. Any child living with diabetes who's younger than 21 on any Medicaid program, no matter state, can access a CGM. However, for anyone older than 21, it becomes a little bit more complicated. Currently, 20 states, and as of 2022, it'll be 21 states, has actually fairly comprehensive coverage for CGMs for people living with any type of diabetes under their Medicaid programs. 22 states only cover CGMs for people with type 1 diabetes in their Medicaid programs. And then there are 7 states that they don't really have any published coverage information. Exactly who qualifies for CGM in different states varies. So you'll have to reach out to your state's Medicaid program for the exact eligibility criteria so that you know if you actually qualify. Another alternative is just to reach out to US Med. I've talked about before, that's a distributor that I use, and they can reach out to your healthcare insurance for you and actually figure out if you qualify for a CGM and what the cost will be. Once you know that you qualify for coverage, then what? Neither of the most used CGMs here in the US, which would be the Freestyle Libre and the Dexcom sensors, neither of those deliver directly to customers. You used to be able to get the Dexcom sensors directly from the manufacturer, so they would deliver directly to you, but they stopped that as of May 2021. So now you have to either get your CGM through a distributor or directly from your local pharmacy. I get most of my diabetes supplies, so that would be my insulin and my test strips, from my local pharmacy. However, I can't get my Dexcom CGM there because that pharmacy does not have an agreement with my insurance company. So I get my Dexcom delivered directly to my door through US Med, and US Med is a distributor. US Med is located in Florida, but they recently expanded their footprint so they can now service people across most of the US. What I like about US Med is that it's super easy to use and it's super convenient. So if you want to get started with them, all you have to do is to go to usmed.com. I'll leave a link to that up here, and you can either call them or you can fill out their online form and you can get a free benefit check. You then get assigned a personal customer service rep who will follow you along your journey. I don't know any diabetes supply companies that really do that. So you get assigned one person and that person will basically take it from there. Once you decide to get your diabetes supplies from US Med, they'll send you a 90-day supply directly to your home. So for me, that's my Dexcom T6, but they also carry the Freestyle Libre as well as test strips and other medical supplies. And once it's time to reorder, they'll automatically send you a reorder reminder. So no running out of supplies here. You can always log into the patient portal as well, and you can, check up on your orders, or you can reorder more supplies. I just got my 90-day supply in the mail, so see, I just opened the box here. And in this box, there is 3 months supplies or 90-day supplies of my Dexcom G6. So that is one transmitter. One transmitter lasts 3 months, and then 3 boxes of the sensor. There's 3 sensors in each box. Each sensor lasts 10 days on the body, so that's, 30 days. All of that comes directly to my door. It's delivered with UPS. And that was my overview of US CGM coverage, how to learn if you're covered, and how to actually get your CGM. As I mentioned up front, this is a sponsored video. However, all the views and perspectives are my own. And I do use US Med myself. Thank you so much for watching.